Hello beautiful people, welcome to Anita Crochet. My name is Anita. Subscribe to my channel for gorgeous content. Today we are working this very easy skirt. I got this order last minute, but it was a custom order, and this lady said I want my skirt to have fringes on the side, okay? And she also chose the stitch I should work this, okay? So I did, and I executed it. I love how it turned out. I was really excited to see that I share a tutorial on how to have this skirt made with you guys, so I hope you love this one. Now, first of all, this skirt is very easy to work, okay, and the stitch pattern is very simple. These are the materials we are going to be working with: a 4.5mm hook, size 2 yarn. I'll double my strands. It's 50 grams scissors, tape measure. Now let's get started. This is the yarn. I love working with this yarn because it is lightweight and it gives very good results. So to start with, I'm going to make a slip knot. So I'm inserting my hook into the loop. So we are going to be working any number of chains that can fit halfway our waist, okay? But the total number of chains you work should be divisible by 4. So that means we are going to be working sets of 4, and then we shall add an extra 4, all right? I'll tell you why I add an extra 4. So personally, I worked 52 plus 4, okay? And once I had my 52 chains complete, into the third chain stitch from the hook, I will work my double crochet. So basically the extra 4 has the 2 chains that are going to start our first stitch, all right? So I will work a double crochet into the next stitch. So I have 2 double crochets. Then there I will chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the next stitch I will work a double crochet, just like that. Then work 1 double crochet into the next stitch as well. Chain 2, skip 2, work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, okay? So we skip 2, and now into this stitch we work a double crochet, just like that, and also work a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 2, skip 2, into the next stitch you work a double crochet and a double crochet in the next stitch as well. So this is what we are going to be doing all the way down. We shall be chaining 2, skipping 2, working 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, and we do this repeatedly until we come to the end of the row. So I worked a total of 56. That means I worked 52 plus 4, okay? And for me, when I get my tape measure, that's enough width that can be halfway my waist, because we are going to be working 2 pieces, the front piece and the back piece, okay? So make sure that the length or width of your foundation chains is halfway your waist, all right? And also, because we are working with a 4.5mm hook, I feel like you must make sure that your tension is not so tight, so that we leave room for having our hips, okay? Room for the hips to fit perfectly. If you're worried about the hips, then maybe you can work on a few extra inches ahead of your waist, okay? For example, if your high waist is like 28, you can work, because we are working in halves, so that means 28 divided by 2, which gives us a total of 14, I believe so. So that means your front piece is going to be of a width of about 16 instead of 14, okay? If you feel like you may not have the room for your hips, okay, you can just work a few extra inches. I hope that is really well explained. But yes, so once you work your stitches, just like I've told you, until you get to the end of the row, I'm going to meet you right there and then show you how we work the next row. So once I get to the end of my row, this is how your work should look like. Okay, now to work the next row, I am going to start now working the stitch pattern I used throughout the entire skirt. So I'll chain to turn my work. Into that very first stitch right there, I am going to work 4 double crochets all in this very same stitch. Okay, please, you can excuse the breathing and everything. I have like a 2-month-old baby and I keep working these tutorials with her because I really don't have that much help around, so I work with her. So if you hear any noises in the background, bear with me. Once you have your 4 double crochets complete, you are going to skip 4 and work, now we are going to skip the 2 chain stitches and the next double crochet stitch. Now into the second double crochet stitch, we work 4 double crochets all in the very same stitch. So basically we have skipped 3. Okay, yarn over, we are going to skip 1, 2, 3, and now into that stitch we work 4 double crochets all in the very same stitch. Okay, just like that. This is a very simple stitch pattern. Once again, we chain we skip 3 and work 4 double crochets into the next stitch. Remember, we are not working any chains in between. All right, so just keep working 4 double crochets into what should be the 4th stitch after skipping 3 stitches. Okay, so skip 3, work 4 double crochets into the next stitch. So this should be very simple. I'm going to let you work this all the way down. Okay, just keep doing that until you get to the end of your row. Okay, so basically what I was explaining about this skirt is we are going to be working it in halves. Okay, one half is for the front and the other is for the back. Sorry about that, but yes, one half is for the front and the other is for the back. So for the width you have should be in position to cover your front and the other half should be in position to cover your back. If you're worried about that, you can work with a bigger hook, maybe like a 5mm hook or a 5.5, so that it gives you an extra stretch, even if you're just working a size that is exactly the width of your waist. Okay, for example, instead of adding the 2 inches that I had suggested to add, you can just maybe size up the hook so it gives you an extra stretch, because the bigger the hook, the a little more extra room for stretching your work will be. I hope that is well explained. All right, so get to the end of your row and then I'm going to get back and tell you what to do for the next row. So to help you end your row, you are going to skip 3 and work into this very last stitch, and in there we are going to work 4 double crochets all in the very same stitch. All right, so that's how you should end your row. It's just a 1-step repeat. Okay, and this is how your work should look like. Now for the next row, we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. Please mind about the tension, don't be so tight. So we are going to skip 2 stitches and work in between the, like that gap in between the 4 stitches. All right, so right there we are going to work 4 double crochets. If you work a chain in between the 4 double crochets, you won't get the results we are looking for. So just find your way in between those 4 stitches and work work 4 double crochets in there. So basically we are going to be skipping 4 stitches and working 4 double crochets into that stitch. So we skip 4 and work in there. Okay, more like we are more like working a V. I really don't know how this stitch is called. It should be one of those very easy stitches that I failed to even grasp the name of it. Okay, so we just find our way in there, and we are going to do this repeatedly for a number of rows. It's literally a one-step repeat, so I'm not going to be coming back and showing you, oh my god, this is how we should work this row, this is how we should work this row. No. So just do this until you come to the end of your row. Okay, chain 2, turn your work, repeat the very same thing until you get to the end of the row. Chain 2, turn your work. Do that until you have the length you desire for your skirt. Okay, so let me let you guys work all the way down, and then I'll just show you how my piece looks like before I let you guys now work the entire project on your own. So I just came back to show you how to end your row. Okay, you are going to skip 4, and in between the last set of 4 double crochets you will work 4 double crochets in there. Okay, because you may get confused and work into the last stitch instead of working in between the 4 double crochets. Okay, so now this is how your work should look like. So now guys, this is what you are going to do repeatedly. Okay, chain 2, turn your work, skip the first 2 stitches, work your double crochets into the stitch in between the first set of 4 double crochets we worked previously, and there you will work 4 double crochets. Do this repeatedly until you get to the end of your row. Chain 2, turn your work, repeat the very same thing for the number of rows you want for the length of your skirt. So I'll get back and show you what to do. So this is how my work looks like. Okay, and this is the top, and now this is the bottom, and this is how it looks like. I love how it looks. Okay, so you are going to follow the very same steps from start to finish and make a second piece, which should be your back piece. So let me get back once you have that, then I'll show you what to do next. My working table is a little small, so let me just show you how it looks like on the floor. Now this is the front piece and this is the back piece, and now I have both pieces. So you're going to lay them both over the other, and now we are going to start stitching the sides together so that we get closure on the sides. And these very sides is where we are going to have the fringes. Okay, so you're going to get insert your hook into the loop of the last row right there. So you pull through that loop and then work a chain. All right, sorry, I figured we should work 2 chains, so we work 2 chains, 1, 2, And now we are going to be working into the bottom of that double crochet post right there on both ends, then work a single crochet. Once again, we chain 2, work into the peak of that double crochet post as well. Actually, this was not a double crochet post, it was the chain 2 that started the next row. So here we work at the bottom of the double crochet post, chain 2, work at the peak, okay, right there, chain 2, work into the bottom, and then chain 2, work at the peak, work a single crochet. I'm sorry, I keep saying work at the peak, but work a single crochet at the peak, okay, right there. So we chain 2 once again, you work at the bottom, work a single crochet at the bottom of the double crochet post right there, and then chain 2, work a single crochet at the peak of these double crochet posts. So you do this repeatedly all the way until you get back up, okay? See how it looks like on the inside? But also the outside, which has our seam, is where the fringes are going to be. So don't turn your work in out, okay? The seam is going to be on the outside and it's where our fringes are going to be, all right? So basically this is the outside, okay? So work this all the way up until up here, and then do the very same thing on this side, okay? Stitch it together and make sure that all double crochet posts are fully worked together until up here. So I'll get back and show you how to work the waistline, all right? Now guys, this is how it looks like on the side. This is my seam. Don't worry about the ends, because those will also mix up with the fringes. Now on this seam line is where my fringes are going to be looped, okay, or hooked onto. Now let me show you how to work your waistline. So to work the waistline, we are just going to get our hook, insert it around the stitch that is on the sides. Don't worry about my ends not being like weaved in, because I'm going to have fringes on the sides. So basically these are going to just mix up with the fringes and it won't show anywhere that I had ends that I did not weave in, okay? So chain 2. So we are going to work 2 chains and then work 3 double crochets into this chain gap. Now once you have your 3 double crochets, you will chain 1 and you'll chain 1 and then skip 1 into the next double crochet stitch. You work a double crochet and then work 2 double crochets into the chain gap. Now here we chain 1, skip 1, work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then work 2 double crochets into the chain gap. So once you have that done, you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Then work 2 double crochets into the next chain gap, and you're going to keep repeating this. You chain 1, skip 1, work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the chain gap, okay? So you're going to keep repeating this all the way around for your waistline. I'm just going to get back and work 1 more row for the finishing so that I show you how it looks like. But basically that is what we have, okay? So just do it all the way around, repeating that. When you get there, you work a slip stitch, okay? So now I have come to the end of my row, and to work the very last row for the finishing, if you see, this is what I have. At this point, I'm going to chain 2. I won't turn my work. I'm going to make sure I'm working on the outside. So I will work 3 double crochets into this very first stitch. I worked 2 because I started with a less number of stitches when I was starting the previous row, but then yes, you skip 2 and work a single crochet into the chain gap. So once again, in that very same chain gap, you chain 2 and work 3 double crochets, okay, skip 3 and work your single crochet into the chain gap, and then work 2 chains, work 3 double crochets all in this chain gap, just like that, and skip the 3 stitches, work into the next chain gap. So basically we are just going to be working these scallops all the way around for just the finishing. You can work any other stitches for your finishing or your waistline. This is what I preferred. It's very simple and fast forming, so that's why I'm going to keep working this because this is the result it gives me. So chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this very same chain gap, and then skip 3, work a single crochet into the next chain gap, just like that. Chain 3, work 3 double crochets into this, chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this very same chain gap, and skip 3, work a single crochet in the next chain gap. So do this repeatedly all the way around and work a slip stitch to end your row, weave in your ends. I'm going to get back and show you how to place your fringes. Here we are, done. Okay, into the very first row that started our pieces, both front and back, is where I'm going to have my drawstring run all the way to fasten my skirt. But now to work your fringes, remember our seam line, we are going to be inserting our hook into every chain 2 space that we worked for the seam line and attaching our fringes just like that, okay? And we are going to do that for every chain 2 space that we have along the edge or along the seam, okay? Insert your hook into the next chain gap just like that and pull through your yarn, and then pull through that loop just like that. So you're going to do that all the way down, and also on the other side. The how many strands of yarn you hold is up to you because it gives you the thickness that you want. So the number is up to you. I'm just going to let you guys finish this off. I'm going to get back and show you how my skirt looks like. Kindly add your stitches all along the edge, okay? Do the very same thing on this side as well, and then get back all the way up, work a string that is going to be your drawstring and run it through that row, okay? So finally, this is my skirt. I really love how fast it was forming, okay? And I love the fringes on the side. I just love this whole entire design, okay? And I hope you love yours. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you all in my next tutorial. Please endeavor to check out my patterns on my coffee shop, my Etsy. Bye!